When cleaning clams, some people use oil and some use salt. Actually, this method is not correct. Today, I will teach you 3 ways to make clams spit sand like crazy. This method is simple but effective and very practical. Let's watch the video. First method. Method using white wine. Put the clams in a basin. Then we add 1 or 2 caps of white wine. Then add a little water to cover the clams. Now stir well to dissolve the wine and stir for a while to rub the clams against each other. Normally, people add a little oil and then a little salt. Add cooking oil first and then add salt. Doing so will cause the clams to suffocate and die easily. In fact, you can try using high-concentration alcohol to make the clams release sand. Alcohol has many uses in this case. First is to remove the fishy smell. Second is to increase the aroma of the clams. Third, because the pungent smell and alcohol concentration in the alcohol make the clams mistakenly think that they are in a dangerous outside environment. So instinctively, it wants to expel the sand in its body by quickly opening and closing its shell to protect itself. When spitting out sand, these clams will definitely drink water with high concentration of white wine, which will make them soaked in wine, making clams dizzy, and clams spit out all the sand. Now soak for 10 minutes. Second method. This time, we put the clams in the pot. Then, add a little flour. Next, add 40 degrees warm water. What clams fear most is temperature. When the ambient temperature increases, it creates a reaction that accelerates the opening of the shell and accelerates the sand release of the clams. After filling the clams with water, stir well and dissolve the flour with your hands. Flour has a high adsorption capacity and can condense small particles when it meets water. After dissolving the flour with water, the overall viscosity of the water will increase. Things stuck on the clams will easily fall off. Pay attention to the water temperature. If the temperature is too high, the clams will be overheated and cooked. If the temperature is too low, it will not promote the respiration of the clams and will not help release the sand. Now soak for 10 minutes. Let's wait and see the effect later. Third method. Put the clams in a large bowl. Add warm water at 40 to 50 degrees so that the clams are covered. The difference is that this time we add a little sesame oil. Then use your hands to mix well for a while so that they interact with each other to create friction. The reason for adding sesame oil is because the oil will form an oil film on the water surface. Therefore, the air in the water will be reduced, causing the clams to have no breathing path, which will speed up the sand release and open the clam's shell. In addition, warm water will make the clams feel a sense of crisis, causing them to increase the reaction of opening the shell and releasing sand. Isn't that great? During the process of the clams releasing sand, we can also stir by hand every few minutes. This can make the clams release sand faster. Now soak for 10 minutes. Now let's take this waiting time to cut some ingredients. Then, I share with you how to make a delicious dish from clams to eat during meals or with beer. Prepare 1 onion. Then cut it in half. Now we cut it into small pieces. Where are you from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Put it on a plate and set it aside for later use. Take a piece of ginger. Cut it into thin slices. Then cut it into thin strips. Then chop it into small pieces so that the aroma and blend into the dish will reduce the fishy smell more easily. Chop it like this, and it's done. Now put it in a bowl. Then prepare a few cloves of garlic. Slice it thinly and mince it. Then, put it in a bowl with ginger and wait for later use. If you like spicy food, you can prepare a few more chili peppers. Cut them into round pieces. Add chili to create a spicy taste and increase the feeling of experiencing the dish. If you can't eat spicy food, just skip the chili. Put the sliced chili in a bowl with ginger and garlic. Finally, prepare some fresh onions and cut into pieces. Once sliced, put it on a plate and wait to use later. Actually, I'm also quite curious about the 3 different ways to clean clams. Which method is faster and more effective? Now it's time to see the results. Look at it. The clear water has become very cloudy. This clam is soaked in white wine. You can clearly see the various types of dirt inside. There are many benefits to soaking clams in white wine so that they release sand. When clams release sand, they will also drink water with a high concentration of white wine. This way, the clams themselves will also have a slight smell of wine, also with a strong aroma. Now we pour out the dirty water. You can see that there is a lot of dirt and sand released by the clams. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. It's really effective. How about soaking clams with flour? Because the flour soaking will be cloudy, you may not see the fine sand at the bottom of the water. I can actually see it. Now let's pour out the flour water and see. We can clearly see that a lot of sediment has appeared at the bottom. To see more clearly, let's pour in the flour water and see. There is a lot of dirt and sand that has been pulled to the bottom by the flour, which shows that this method is also more practical. It can make the clams release sand quickly. If you don't believe me, you can try it. Well, let's put it aside and see how the result of soaking clams with sesame oil is. Look at the clams soaked in sesame oil. Rub it first. Rub it together for a while, and you will see the water becomes very cloudy. Do you see it? Or we can also see some residue at the bottom of the bowl. This also shows that this method is very practical. The above methods of clams releasing sand are clear. Rinse several times under running water to clean the clams. At this point, you don't need to add anything. Stir well and rinse with clean water. Learn the 3 methods above so you don't have to soak the clams in salt water for 4 to 5 hours. Anyone who likes to eat clams but doesn't always know how to clean them, you can also try it. Now you can use it for cooking. The pan is heated. Add oil and put it on medium heat. Now add ginger, garlic, and chili and stir fry over medium heat until fragrant. Now add clams. Stir quickly and evenly. Then pour half a bottle of beer into the pot. Not too much. Cover and simmer for 1 minute to open the clams. When we add beer, it can remove the fishy smell of clams and keep them fresh. The clam meat is soft. Those who like to eat clams and have time can try this at home. The stir-fried clams are delicious. Now add onions and stir well. Next, we add half a bowl of starch water and continue to stir fry. The starch water can make the flavor of clams and other ingredients blend more naturally, because the flavor of clams itself can be a bit unique. The sauce is not thick, it will not blend well. The sauce is thin, the clams cannot absorb all the flavor, so you have to mix the sauce for the clams to be really thick, so that the sauce is completely absorbed into the clams, more delicious and flavorful. Finally, add the green onions and stir well. So the delicious, spicy, stir-fried clams are done. Put it on a plate and enjoy. Spicy, stir-fried clams made with this method are fresh and delicious. No fishy smell, guaranteed to be completely sand-free. You can enjoy this simple and easy-to-make spicy, stir-fried clams. It is super delicious. It is not difficult to make with wine, sesame oil, and flour. The most important thing is to remember that the clams must not be blanched. Otherwise, they will lose their nutrients and umami flavor. With the above 3 ways, you can clean the clams thoroughly without blanching the clams and do not have to worry about sand. Unblanched clams and spicy stir-fried clams are delicious. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.